we've done a huge amount of research, and actually the hardest thing to identify has been where to stop researching a particular topic. We began by trying to understand better Aldous Huxley and why he wanted to write this particular novel. We then spent a lot of time getting to know the social and cultural conditions of the 1920s, the early 1930s. We wanted to understand much better the literature of that time, but also the politics, the technology, the science, the economics of that period. And we became really interested in the aesthetic of Art Deco, with kind of Keynesian politics, as well as a lot of the kind of complicated political structures of the House of Commons during that very divided decade. But then quite quickly we also realised that you could get really easily bogged down in those years at the expense of actually really what made this piece a very compelling piece of literature, which is that it's very modern and it speaks as powerfully to our own age as I believe it did to readers in Huxley's age. And so, you know, our kind of driving incentive to tell this old story in a new way is that we believe it can really kind of shed a kind of glaring light upon the way that we lead our lives today. And so we actually took an awful lot of the research that we'd done on Britain and America in the 1920s and tried to draw parallels with the kind of headlines that we see in today's newspapers. And we drew up great lists of the kind of parallels that continue to exist in the novel, and really tried to kind of focus our thoughts upon what story we wanted to tell, which themes we wanted to bring to the surface, and which we wanted to, you know, kind of delicately edit as well. Because I think it is fair to say with any old story, and particularly with something that was written almost a century ago, it's inevitable that there will be plenty of things that no longer feel relevant to modern audiences and no longer capture the imagination in the same way that they might have done when first written. And so Dawn has, I think, been very, very faithful to Aldous Huxley's vision and very true to his characterisation. She's very accurately taken the twists and turns of his plot, but she's looked to do so in a way that doesn't distract an audience by including elements that actually do now feel a little out of date to modern concerns.